if you are broke, if you are just starting out, if you are at the bottom, you should have no shame. Meaning, why are you afraid to ask? Why are you afraid to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation? Why? If you're starting at the bottom, you should have no shame.
Who's that girl? That's me. I'm on fire. I'm a hot girl. I'm a hot girl. I get anything I want. This is my world. I make big moves in my big heels. Since the day that I was born, I've been a big deal.
Let's do this. Welcome to Main Character Manifesto, where we talk mindset, self-identity, and stepping into your power. I am your host, Ceci Navarro, your go-to life coach for real talk and major transformation. This is your space to get inspired, get honest, and get moving toward the life you know you're meant to live. Let's get into it. I am so happy to be back. It has been such an amazing time these last 4 weeks. This is officially episode number 5. So that means it's been a month since we launched, and I feel so grateful. This has been such a wonderful journey for me, just learning so much. This is definitely something that has pushed me out of my comfort zone in so many ways. And I feel like I really wanted to do a little bit of a debrief, maybe like catching you guys up on what is going on. Well, there you go. My mom is calling. Let's see.
Hi.
Mom, I'm literally recording a podcast right now.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. I'll call you when I'm done.
Yes. Bye.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
Me too. Bye.
So cute. All right, let's get back to it. Because it's been a month since I've launched the podcast, I thought it would be kind of fun to do a little recap on what's been going on over on my end. There's actually a lot to talk about. If you follow me on social media, you know that I recently attended and worked a festival that is local. It's called Napa Valley StreamFest, and it was such a great experience. I actually got to work behind the scenes with the founders. It was really wonderful. Napa Valley StreamFest is the future for film festivals. They didn't just focus on films like other film festivals. They also showcased TV shows, movies, podcasts, comedians. It was truly such a wonderful experience and very innovative. I honestly feel like they're paving the way for other people to do something similar. I think they really have something special in their hands. When I was thinking about today's episode and what I wanted to focus on, I had this thought where I felt like everything that I've been through was exactly what I needed to go through to be exactly where I'm at right now, which made me think of that saying that I've seen over and over again. You're not late, you're right on time. When I really sat down to think about my past and things that I've been through, things that I wish I wouldn't have gone through because they were so painful or because I felt like they were setting me back instead of going forward. Now, when I look back, I've realized that all of those things were such amazing lessons that I needed to go through so that I could get the tools I needed. Sometimes a no is just a good way to show you of where you need to go. To tie this sentiment into what's been going on in my life lately, I was thinking about how when I saw the advertisement for the festival, it was before I launched the podcast. And I had been dragging my feet on launching this podcast because I had a lot of fear and I was just thinking about, I want it to be perfect. I have so much to do. I'm not ready. I have to get all these things done. But basically, they were just excuses. It was my own self-doubt that was holding me back from moving forward and just launching the podcast. One of my really good friends who has been a podcaster for over 6 years, Michaela, and she has over 4.6 downloads in her podcast. She said, just start. You will learn. You will keep getting better. You will learn from your mistakes. The longer it takes you to start something, the longer it's going to take you to learn from it and to get better. So I bit the bullet and I said, you're totally right. Let me just get this going. So when I saw the advertisement for Napa Valley StreamFest, I knew that that was my sign to get it going and get it launched before the festival happened. I had already started working on it. I had my setup, I had my little studio. I pretty much had everything going. So I knew that I could get it up and running before the festival because in my mind, I said, this is a festival that's going to showcase and celebrate podcasts. There was literally, I think, 3 podcasts that were recorded live at the festival. So I knew that I wanted to be around people that were doing things that I wanted to do. I want to be around people that inspire me, that motivate me, that I can learn from. That is something that I've learned in this journey of self-development, that you need to put yourself in the room with people that you're going to grow from. If you feel like you're the biggest fish in the pond constantly, then you're in the wrong pond. You need to feel like you're a small fish because that means that you're putting yourself in a place where you're uncomfortable and where people around you know a lot more than what you know. So that means that there's so much room for growth and expansion and getting to different levels that you've never been before. When I saw this advertisement for the Napa Valley StreamFest, I said to myself, all right, you're going to launch your podcast before StreamFest so that you can attend the festival and network and be around your peers and start making those important connections that are going to help your podcast grow and just get into that space where you're with like-minded individuals. And then I thought, okay, let me look into it a little bit further. And when I started to look into it, I realized that the founders were 2 women. And I read a little bit more about it and I was super inspired. I mean, the film industry is dominated by men. It always has been. And to see 2 powerful women, a producer and an actress, to be hosting and founding an event like this was so inspiring to me. So what did I do? Not only did I say, yes, you're going to go to this event, I said, no. I had this like intrusive thought. I think it was my intuition that said, not only are you going to go, but you are going to message them so that you can work with them. You need to figure out how you're going to be able to help or be a part of this because it felt like a really life-changing event and I wanted to be a part of it. So I go to their social media profiles and I message both of them. And I said, you know what? If they don't message me back, that's fine. At least I tried. I'm going to go to the film festival anyways. So I have nothing to lose. And you know, there is a reel that I saw on Instagram and it was Alex Hermosi. And he was saying, if you are broke, if you are just starting out, if you are at the bottom, you should have no shame. Meaning, why are you afraid to ask? Why are you afraid to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation? Why? If you're starting at the bottom, you should have no shame, because that means that you're putting yourself out there and you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So when I thought to myself, look, send them a message. If they don't respond, that's totally fine. You're going to go anyways. You have nothing to lose. So I did. And lucky for me, Farron, one of the founders, did reply to me. We set up a call. We had this conversation over the phone. And then I met with her on Monday. And then by Wednesday, I was their social media manager for the whole festival. I felt so proud because I put myself out there. And I feel like when I was talking to her, she said something like, I swear, I think I manifested you because we really needed somebody to take over our social media, but we didn't have anybody to do that. They had an amazing media team that was going to be doing professional photography and videography, but they didn't have somebody to just kind of get that, on the spot, let's go, active shooting and posting and putting it up on stories. They didn't have somebody to do that portion of the festival coverage. And in my head, I thought, well, I manifested you too because I really wanted to be a part of it. And I felt like I needed a little nudge to kind of go in the direction that I needed to go. And everything just kind of flowed. I just put myself out there and then everything fell into place. So it was really amazing. I feel so proud that I was part of the founding year of Napa Valley StreamFest because I think this is just the beginning. It's going to keep attracting so many more creative and talented people. So I am ecstatic to have been a part of it and to hopefully be a part of it for next year. I will be doing a behind the scenes interview with both of the founders, Juliana and Farron, in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. I'm super excited for that chat and to just sit down and reflect, because when the festival was going on, it was so fast paced that we were just moving from one thing to the other, and we were all just holding our breath and going full steam ahead. So it'll be super amazing to just sit back, relax, and chit chat and reflect on all the amazing things that happened. I think that's a perfect example of you're not late, you're right on time, you're right where you're supposed to be. If I wouldn't have done all of the things that I've done up until now, I wouldn't have had the opportunity and the experience to be able to literally manage a whole festival. This was a 4-day festival. I think I posted over 1,000 pieces of content. I need to go back and look, and maybe I'll say it in our interview when I meet with Juliana and Farron. But everything that I've done to work on my own business, with my social media, with learning how to edit, learning how to film, everything that I've done for myself, for my podcast, for my business, literally put me in a situation where I was able to fully step in to a role that I would have never been able to do if I wouldn't have gone through everything that I went through. And let me just tell you that doing social media professionally was never in my radar, or becoming a podcaster was never in my radar. So I really honestly feel like if you just start following your intuition, you're going to start to get little hints and little downloads of where you're supposed to be. I think sometimes thinking about when we get frustrated about being late or being behind on life, like if you look at somebody else's life and you think, wow, they're already married, they have kids, they have this job, they've traveled this place. I'm so far behind. I don't have what everybody else has. Well, that's not what is supposed to be in your life. You have to step back and just release that control of wanting to compare your life to everybody else so that you can start to see what is actually going to make you happy in your own life. If I would have gotten stuck on the idea that my life should look exactly like everybody else's life, then I wouldn't be experiencing all of the exciting, amazing things that I am experiencing now in my current life. My life a year ago was completely different. My life 2 years ago, completely different. So the more I work on myself and the more I let go of that control of where I think I should be at the moment, the more amazing things happen and the more unexpected things happen that I would have never chosen, but that now I am super excited that are happening. Another example that has to do with the festival about being in the right energy, being at the right place, being at the right time. For the 4 days of the event, I was capturing all of the social media on my phone and posting it on stories, and then collaborating with the media team, putting together the professional pictures into a post, and then doing post and highlight reels and all of that. So I was absolutely very busy doing all of that I didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of the interviews that I wanted to have been doing with all of the artists, the actors, the comedians, and everybody attending the festival. So by the last day, I remember I woke up and I realized when I was going through the social media and reposting people and looking at everybody else's, all the other content creators and podcasters that were at the event that were interviewing the actors and comedians and everybody there, I realized, oh my God, I haven't done one interview for my own channel. I'm a content creator. I literally just launched my podcast. What am I doing? I'm totally falling behind. But then I realized, no, you have been 1,000% focused on the task at hand, and give yourself a little bit of a break, because everything that you've been doing has been exactly what you need to be doing. I was giving this festival 1,000% of my attention, and I wanted to do a good job. So by the time that Sunday, the last day came, I said to myself, okay, today you need to be intentional, take a moment and walk around and do a few little interviews that you want to post for your own content, for your own channel. So I packed my little mini mic. I made sure everything was charged. And if you don't know curly hair, you don't know the struggle. I have really been leaning into wearing my hair naturally curly. I used to straighten it all the time because I used to think that I just looked more polished and just more put together. But I really want to be more gentle with my hair and just be as I am, not so much like what I think I should be. So I've been wearing my hair curly a lot more, pretty much all the time. And I also said, I'm not going to redo my hair every single day because that's a lot of stress on my hair. So the last day was second day curly hair, and I woke up and I was getting my hair ready, and I look and I'm like, wow, second day curly hair is really showing up today. I was really proud. I was like, okay, I think today's going to be a good day because I'm having a really good curly hair day. So I start to get ready and I'm giving myself a pep talk, and I was saying like, okay, you're going to go up to a few people and just interview them and just get your content. Everything's fine. We got this. Had my mini mics. Everything was charged, ready to go. So I show up. It was a beautiful location. The festival was really amazing. All of the days were curated perfectly. The first day was at Feast It Forward, and then the second day and the third day was at the Uptown, and then the last day it was at Cinderello Winery. And all of the days there was a little bit of an after party. The second day there was a block party, and then there was a dinner. So it was really, really beautifully done. So here we are. It's the last day. And I show up. It's a beautiful venue. It had a beautiful view. And everybody's getting ready. There was a little bit of a hiccup with the red carpet, so everything was fine. Everything was coming together. And I'm standing with Farron and Leah, one of the comedians that had been doing the red carpet for the festival. So we're just chatting, and Farron said, "Hey, Leah, are you ready to do the red carpet?" And she was I think she was just tired, and she was like, "Well," and then Farron said, "If you don't want to do it, Cecilia will do it." And let me tell you, the way that I said, "Yes, I'll do it," I said it so fast because I had already prepped myself. I had already had that talk with myself that morning that I said, I'm interviewing people today. So in my mind, I was already doing it. Little did they know. So I was super excited, and Farron said, "Yeah, Cecilia can do it." And Leah was like, "All right, cool." So that worked out really great for me. And I gave her a little bit of a break because she was working hard all weekend. She was so amazing. She did a show. Her and Heather and Corey were so great the whole weekend. They were the 3 comedians that did a comedy set at the show, at the festival, and it was wonderful. So here I am. I'm about to interview real celebrities that I have watched on TV. In the morning when I was doing my little pep talk in the mirror, that when I was telling myself, all right, you need to start doing some interviews today for your content, I started to feel resistance, like right in my chest. And there was like knots and heaviness. And I realized, because of all of the years of regulating my nervous system, I realized that was tension, that is growth, that is stepping out of your comfort zone and taking a few deep breaths and telling myself, you're not in danger. You are okay. This is expansion. You are stepping out of your comfort zone. Then everything's going to be fine, and move towards it instead of moving away from it. That is one of the things that I have been doing non-stop lately. The fact that now I understand that I have to have the awareness that it takes to recognize when I'm feeling these type of emotions, these type of feelings, before I would retract and then self-soothe. Sometimes I would just completely avoid it and then not do that intuition feeling that I was getting, or I would avoid it and go soothe myself in another way, maybe with food or with something else, being on the phone or avoiding whatever it was. Now I'm very grateful that I have the awareness and the capability to acknowledge it, work on it, release it, and move towards it. So even though I knew I was extremely uncomfortable and I was completely terrified, I knew that it's something that I wanted to do and I needed to do, and that I was going to be fine. What's the worst thing that could happen, right? It's going to be fine. So here we are on the red carpet. I am about to interview celebrities. And I just took a deep breath and I said, you know what? Just lean into it. Be natural and be genuine and that's what we did. It actually went really well. I will be putting together some of the interviews and posting them on my YouTube channel. So if you don't follow me on YouTube, you should, because I'm going to be posting some vlogs and some behind the scenes and a lot of really fun, exciting things coming up. There's so much more content in the works. So please follow me over to YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, review, do it all. I would appreciate it. So it was a really, really great 4 days for me, because the way that I broke through so many ceilings that I didn't even know that were there for me, it was just really, really inspiring. And the fact that I was able to help Farron and Julie in this amazing project that they have been working on for years was really cool, that I even got to be a part of it. I'm super grateful. So, bringing it back to thinking that you're not late, you're right on time. What are some things that you have been telling yourself about where you are in life? Maybe where you are financially, or in your relationship, or your career, or with kids, or with no kids. In my life, I thought I would have been married with kids by now. I have been married, but I have no kids and I'm single. And I'm so perfectly okay with that. It has taken such a long time for me to actually learn to love the process, love the journey, let go, and just live one day at a time and really value each day for what it is. Like, it's truly a gift. I know you guys have heard me say this, but I'm going to say it over and over and over again, because life is truly a gift. We are so lucky to wake up every single day with health and with our family, or even just in a safe environment like a house, you know? So, what are some of the things that you have been telling yourself that you haven't achieved? Like, maybe let's start to shift that perspective and start to think about all of the things that you have learned from everything that you've been through. Acknowledging all of the things that you've been telling yourself about where you should be versus where you are, acknowledging them and letting them go is going to give you so much relief and so much peace. Let me just tell you, I'm speaking from experience, because if you think about letting go of all of these expectations that maybe you have of yourself or other people have of where you should be, if you let go of that, then you actually have all of these other things to look forward to. I actually have learned to love the unknown and be excited about it. It's almost like when you watch a movie and you have never seen it before. It's a brand new movie. It just came out. You're excited to watch it and you're totally enthralled and just looking and thinking, oh my God, what's next? What's next? You're so excited. You don't know what's coming next. How boring would it be if you knew exactly what was going on and what was to be expected in every moment of your life? That's boring. At least I don't want that. I want to be excited. I want to be surprised. I want to not know what's coming up in my life, because that makes life exciting. That makes it so that you're looking forward to the next thing that's to come, because you don't know exactly what's to come. So I've learned to shift my mindset from being terrified of the unknown to leaning in and just embracing the unknown and being excited for what's to come, because that means it's a world of open possibilities that could be coming into your life. So your homework for today, I love a little homework moment, because I think with every episode that we have together. Thank you for joining me. There's always going to be a takeaway. And I really want today's takeaway to be that you start to feel happy and you start to take all of the lessons that you have had from maybe some of the moments that you thought were a setback and maybe you thought that were negative. Let your homework be to shift that perspective and start to think about what was the lesson that you took from those moments that has gotten you to where you are now, and how can you use those lessons to get you to where you want to be in the future. I also want to remind you that I have a free worksheet that you can download if you are looking for a little bit more guidance, a little bit more help to create awareness and to figure out where you want to go in your journey. You can download it. It's completely free. And I have used it with my coaching clients and I've gotten such amazing feedback from it. So I highly encourage for you to download it, work on it. And then if you have any questions, feel free to DM me, or you can book a free discovery call or message me on Instagram or TikTok. Come find me. If you're not following me on social media, come and join the party. I am on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So come over. And with that said, I want to thank you so much for coming along and listening. I really truly hope that you're taking something away and that this is inspiring you and giving you a little bit of motivation, inspiration. And if you feel like somebody that you know would benefit from it, please share it. Please post or tag me on social media, on Instagram. If you're listening, I would love to see who's listening. And until next time, keep showing up. The world needs to hear your story.